to Games from Folktales, a podcast that mixes historical research and tabletop role-playing settings. I'm your host, Timothy Ferguson, and this is the last of our tiny extra episodes for Christmas week of 2021. Last year, we followed month by month, chapter by chapter, a book called The King of Elfland's Daughter by Lord Dunsany, looking for plot hooks for our games. Next year, we'll be following the autobiography of Benvenuto Cellini. Imagine my surprise when the two books cross over. The great unicorn horn, so central to Lord Dunsany's work, is mentioned in a footnote there as being sent to the Pope. And the goldsmith for that Pope was Benvenuto Cellini, who sees the unicorn horn and loses the opportunity to mount it, he says, through the usual scandalous games of patronage that swirl about the papal court. Thank you to David Lazarus for the following recording and his LibriVox production team.
It happened that Cardinal Salviati, who, as I have related, entertained an hostility against me, had been appointed legate to Parma. In that city, a certain Milanese goldsmith named Tobiah was taking up false coining, and condemned to the gallows and the stake. Representations in his favour, as being a man of great ability, were made to the cardinal, who suspended the execution of the sentence, and wrote to the Pope, saying the best goldsmith in the world had come into his hands, sentenced to death for coining false money, but that he was a good simple fellow who could plead in his excuse that he had taken counsel with his confessor, and had received, as he said, from him permission to do this. Thereto he added, "If you send for this great artist to Rome, your holiness will bring down the overweening arrogance of your favourite Benvenuto, and I am quite certain that Tobiah's work will please you far more than his." The Pope accordingly sent for him at once, and when the man arrived, he made us both appear before him, and commissioned each of us to furnish a design for mounting an unicorn's horn, the finest which had ever been seen, and which had been sold for 17,000 ducats of the Camera. The Pope meant to give it to King Francis, but first he wished it richly set in gold, and ordered us to make sketches for this purpose. When they were finished, we took them to the Pope. That of Tobiah was in the form of a candlestick, the horn being stuck in it like a candle, and at the base of the piece he had introduced 4 little unicorn heads of a very poor design. When I saw the thing, I could not refrain from laughing gently in my sleeve. The Pope noticed this, and cried, "Here, show me your sketch." It was a single unicorn's head, proportioned in size to the horn. I had designed the finest head imaginable, for I took it partly from the horse and partly from the stag, enriching it with fantastic mane and other ornaments. Accordingly, no sooner was it seen than everyone decided in my favour. There were, however, present at the competition certain Milanese gentlemen of the first consequence, who said, "Most blessed Father, your Holiness is sending this magnificent present into France. Please to reflect that the French are people of no culture, and will not understand the excellence of Benvenuto's work. Pixes like this one of Tobias's will suit their taste well, and these too can be finished quicker. Benvenuto will devote himself to completing your chalice, and you will get 2 pieces done in the same time. Moreover, this poor man who you have brought to Rome will have the chance to be employed." The Pope, who was anxious to obtain his chalice, very willingly adopted the advice of the Milanese gentlefolk. Next day, therefore, he commissioned Tobiah to mount the unicorn's horn, and send his master of the wardrobe to bid me finish the chalice.
Your saga may vary.